Hello, friends. So, I've been playing around with words a lot in my writing, in my thinking, in my wandering, right? Like in my wondering. Even in conversations that I've had with other people, with friends, with business associates, um, and even with other healers that I follow online. So, the meaning of words is something that has really been top of mind for me. Not even just the meaning of words, but even thoughts in general, and what that process of thoughts coming from our head, in our minds in this etherical version down into dropping into reality in whatever form that might be, whether it's through spoken word, through written word, through artistic expression. Really, that is how we create, right? And when we envision something first, we vision it, we envision it through our uh, imagination, right? You might know this to be your third eye. You might know this to be a download or an insight from your higher self or from spirit or from the universe, whatever language that you use. But when we create something, we have a conscious action, or we have the ability to have a conscious action, take conscious action in the creation of that. Or we can live more in our subconscious and we can allow for things to occur. And in those instances, they really occur to us as far as our mindset is concerned, right? So, as far as we are choosing to experience something, either something happens to us or we create it. And sometimes that's a hard thing to reconcile if things are happening in our lives that we might see as negative or uncomfortable or sad or whatever label that we put on that. And it's not to say that we're doing something wrong and so therefore bad things are happening to us, right? I think karma often is utilized in that way, or spoken of in that way. And, that brings me kind of back to thinking about what words we're choosing to use and what meaning we're placing on the words that we choose, whether consciously or unconsciously. So, a word that really has been coming up in my mind recently and in my explorations, in my art, in my journal, and in these conversations that I'm having with others, is wonder or wander, and really playing around with the juxtaposition of those two, or the utilizing one over the other, maybe even bringing one in where the other might have previously been used, and switching them out to just play and be curious with what difference does it make, or how does this change the meaning of what I'm saying if I use an A versus an O in the word wander, right? And it can be something as simple as the change of one letter, and yet the meaning is so impacted, right? And it's similar with how we say our words and how we share them with others, and even how we speak to ourselves, because sometimes it's the change of one letter, right? Which has a great impact, but sometimes it is the tone in which you say it, or the cadence, or there's lots of different ways, right, of how we can change what it is that we're saying. So, really thinking through, this is what I'm doing. I'm really thinking through, how am I using my words? How are the ways that I'm using my words in alignment with the way that I intend for them to be received? Of course, we can't choose, or yeah, I guess choose is the right word for that. We don't have the ability to impact how someone receives, or to change how someone receives what it is that we say to them, but we can make sure that our energy is aligned with the intent, the pure intent of what we truly mean when we do say those words. So, just a little bit of wandering for you today about the meaning of words. Thanks for joining me.